Growing up, I was always told, think before you speak. Your actions have consequences. Well, apparently no one told Tim Hardaway Sr. that, as over the last few days, we've reported on this channel just the nonsense that Tim Hardaway Sr. has been spewing to the media about Kyrie Irving, the Dallas Mavericks as a whole, Luka Doncic as usual, as well as his own son, Tim Hardaway Sr., in what seems to be his way of just trying to stay relevant in the media spotlight and just want to just talk smack and just spew the most vile things about the Dallas Mavericks that just flat out aren't true. And today, on the Craig Carton Show, he went on a rant that was xenophobic, borderline bigoted about European players and how American players should feel like they're being disrespected, that GMs want to go look overseas for talent, and that American players should come first. So we're going to break down that quote and everything that comes with it, as well as bring up an old incident with Tim Hardaway Sr. that may show patterns of just his crazy behavior. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavericks Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started, if you guys just like this video, that would be great. The last video got like over 600 likes. And as always, if we get 750 likes, I will shave off my entire beard. I look like a milk dud, and if you want to see it, like the video. But like I said, Tim Hardaway Sr. has been a problem, just a thorn in the backside of the Mavericks organization and the fan base for years. Yes, he was a player. Yes, he played for the Mavericks. Yes, he was a coach. But what is he doing now? Going on podcasts to just spew the most brain-dead, idiotic comments about everything basketball related. Now, he doesn't just talk about the Dallas Mavericks. I'm not sure if he's a regular on the Craig Carton Show or if he just pops up every now and then when he feels like talking just pure idiocy. But he is on there fairly often, and he talks about a whole lot of different subjects. But whenever it's about basketball, whenever it's about the Dallas Mavericks, or if it's about just any player in the NBA, really, he just has the dumbest takes, just saying things that don't make sense, talking about how, oh, the Dallas Mavericks, they could probably get beaten by the UConn college team. Oh, yeah, the Mavericks offense runs better when Luka's not on the floor. Regardless of how you feel about Tim Hardaway Sr.'s comments as of late, there may be some hidden truths in that. I will admit to that. Does the offense run different with Luka? Yes. Is it better? I can't really say that for sure, but it does run different. I get that. Do we need more ball movement? Yes. I understand that. And I also understand that Tim Hardaway Sr. is a father. I get that. Your son's on the team. You're very proud of your son. I mean, you named your son after you as if your name held any weight. But sure, name your son after you, Tim Hardaway Sr. And you have a sense of pride in your son. I get that. But this is his career. This is his life. And I'm sure Tim Hardaway Jr. just does not associate with his father when it comes to these comments. I'm sure they have a good relationship. But when it comes to these comments that Tim Hardaway Sr. just spews out, I'm sure it just... And I know it doesn't reflect Tim Hardaway Jr., but I'm sure he just doesn't want to be connected to any of that at all. But like I said in the intro, he was going on just a complete rant that was just xenophobic, borderline bigoted, that I felt like was just unneeded and unnecessary. And here it is right here. From Slow Hoops Fan, that's the good friend of mine on Twitter. Check out his channel. He's always reporting stuff on Twitter. He's doing good work. Slow Hoops Fans tweeted this, saying, Hardaway Sr., this is an embarrassment for these GMs. Keep going after these European guys. I'm not saying European guys are not good. They've been doing a beautiful job by taking the NBA to the next level, like Jokic, Murray, Giannis, those type of guys. And below that, he had the clip, and I was scouring the internet before this video trying to find that clip. I couldn't find it on YouTube, couldn't find it on Twitter. They got rid of it completely. I think it was only up for maybe like an hour this morning before it started to pick up some pretty bad press, and they just took it down. But we're going to break down what Tim Hardaway Sr. just said, because there's just multiple levels of him being wrong. The first thing I want to point out, and the obvious thing, Murray is not European. Jamal Murray is from Canada, Ontario, Canada. The man was growing up on the 6th side with Drizzy. Like, first of all, if you're going to be wrong, if you're going to be loud, at least be right. Because if you're loud and wrong, you just look like a plumb fool. And obviously, we already know that's the type of person Tim Hardaway Sr. is. So yeah, first of all, Jamal Murray's from Canada, not Europe. Completely different. And I understand Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis, they have won the MVP over the last, 4+ years consistently. And I can't remember last time we had an American-born MVP. I think it was either Russell Westbrook or James Harden. Can't really remember. But lately, yes, the European players are really shining in today's league. I know in the early 2000s we had a little boom of Euro players that some were good, not a whole lot were really standing out. But as of late, this league is becoming very, very diverse. We got the Giants of Africa. I think there's an expansion team being talked about going into Mexico. Of course, the Euro League continues to improve time and time again with the FIBA Cup and the Olympics. So yes, our talent pool isn't just stuck to Americans. But in my honest opinion, the way that Tim Hardaway Sr. and I'll throw the quote back up. He said, this is an embarrassment for these GMs keep going after these European guys. I'm not saying European guys not good. They've been doing a beautiful job by taking the NBA to the next level. I feel like that's a backhanded comment, as if as an American player, you deserve to get looked at first before anyone else. And before we continue, I am a fan of the game of basketball. This is Mavericks Digest, and I love the Mavericks, but I'm a fan of the game first. I don't care if you were born in China, Cameroon, America, Saudi Arabia. If you are a talented player, you deserve the same chance as anyone else in the league. And yes, if GMs are looking overseas for more talent, maybe it's because they need to expand their pool. I mean, they said this draft is one of the weakest drafts in a long time. So yes, why not look overseas and see, okay, which talent's coming up? Maybe there's some hidden gems we can find. That's normal. That's nothing new. Manu Ginobili was stashed away for a year by the Spurs before he actually came into the NBA. This isn't new, Tim Hardaway Sr., but for you to sit up here and make it seem like American-born players and college players should feel like they're being disrespected, like it's a slap in the face. I watched the clip. I wish I could show you guys, but I watched the clip. He made it seem like, or his words were, it should feel like a slap in the face that these GMs are overlooking American players to look overseas. We should feel like we're the best. No one's better than us. But if the data doesn't support that, then Tim Hardaway Sr., what are we talking about? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that overseas players, foreign players are better than American-born players. I'm not saying one's better than the other. But if you are trying to rebuild, if you're trying to find some hidden talent, you got to look everywhere. And again, everybody said that this was one of the weakest drafts ever, so why not look somewhere else? Why not look in the EuroLeague? Maybe look in other smaller leagues, looking overseas. But this weird thought process that European players are being overrated, are you serious? The league is being dominated by European players. That's just the fact of the matter. I mean, I understand Joel Embiid. He's from Africa. He's got a French nationality. So, best of both worlds. But regardless, the game of basketball is expanding. It's becoming more diverse. It's international. And to sit up here and just think that, oh, Americans deserve this, Americans deserve that, Americans deserve everything is just crazy to me. But this isn't the first time that Tim Hardaway Sr. has just said the most wild and vile things to ever be uttered by an ex-NBA player. This right here from years ago. Tim Hardaway Sr. made some homophobic comments on Dan Le Batard's radio show. He was quite blatant about it. His words, "I hate gay people. I am homophobic." This was right after NBA player John Amici had came out as gay. And I understand that Tim Hardaway Sr. also came out and apologized. I'm going to tell the whole truth and all the truth. After those comments, Tim Hardaway Sr. did come out and apologize for what he said. I believe everyone deserves a second chance. You can learn, you can grow as a person and become better. But that's the point. After you apologize and you own up to your mistakes, you're supposed to do better. And since then, he has not done better. He's slighted Luka Doncic many times. Even in today's crazy rant, talking about European players. You mentioned Jamal Murray, who's Canadian, and specifically don't mention Luka, the European amazing MVP caliber player who's on your son's team. The haterade is so strong coming off your breath right now, Tim Hardaway Sr. It is ridiculous. But again, you can change as a person, but the actions that we have seen in the pattern of misconduct from Tim Hardaway Sr. has been so clear that I don't think an apology would even matter at this point. My father always told me that believe people the first time because that's when they show their true colors. And Tim Hardaway Sr., we know who you exactly are. We know the type of person that you are, and you're not fooling anybody. But we have bigger, more pressing matters to worry about. We are in the playoffs. We're not worried about Tim Hardaway Sr. If anything, he's probably just trying to stir up some drama in the media to get the Mavericks off their game, but we are locked in. The guys are ready to play. Game 4 is tonight. We're going live for it, so make sure you tune in for that because it's going to be amazing. These Game 4 and 5 games are very pivotal, and can just change the outcome of a series, so tonight should be amazing. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a free jersey giveaway. All you got to do is enter. You have to be a channel member of any tier, and you're in. It's all good. But until tonight, y'all take care. Go Mavs. Tim Hardaway Sr., there's an old folks home looking for you. Don't wander into traffic. Peace.